Okay, folks, I'd like to welcome you to another post-game conversation where you get to hear directly from Tribe football alums. For this episode, we have Mr. Evan McGill. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. It's been good to catch up with you, especially knowing that you're from Richmond and now you're a little bit closer to DC. And I've just been excited about finally getting you on. So let's get started. Tell everybody what position you played, your major, and the year you graduated.
So I played tight end. My major was economics. I minored in business management. Also got my graduate degree from William Mary, master's in accounting. I graduated undergrad in 2015, and then I graduated graduate school in 2016.
Awesome. 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 So, yeah, you're a Richmond guy originally, but
hmm
tell us about your journey right up the road, so to speak, to William and Mary.
Yeah. So my journey, I went to Trinity Episcopal School in Richmond, born and raised. We were not that good at football in high school, so I really had to go to a lot of football camps. Like I went to the biggest one I probably went to was Penn State's, where they had 150 coaches there from all over the country. I went to Towson's camp, went to University of Maryland. I actually never went to William and Mary's camp, but of course I also went to University of Richmond's camp. But just like the exposure there, I actually ended up talking to a JMU recruiter at Penn State. I'm sorry, yeah, at the Penn State camp. And then Corley ended up hearing about me. David Corley, who was my recruiter from William and Mary, ended up coming to see me play at Trinity. He knew we were bad, but he was really just there for me anyway. And then, yeah, ended up really getting a good relationship with him and ended up going to William and Mary. I was between William and Mary, Towson, and JMU for me. I actually had a little look at Maryland, but they wanted me to play D end, and I was not a defensive guy. I played D end in
Ah,
high school, but I really didn't enjoy it. So I ended up going to William Mary out of those schools, and definitely really enjoyed my time there and the relationships that I made and all that.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Um, so you went to William and Mary, you had a great time there. You graduated at some point, of course, and did graduate school. Tell us about your experience from the time you hung up your cleats for the last time and up to now.
Yeah, the experience that I've had since football, the first couple of years are always tough because you just been playing sports in general all your life. Like I played every sport there was. I even, played a year of lacrosse at one point. And so like going from that to going to corporate world was tough. I mean, I'm still in, you know, basketball leagues to this day just to have some competition. I enjoy golf and I enjoy all of that. But
God bless you.
I'm currently at I'm currently at Deloitte. I've been there about 4 years now. I was at EY prior to that, so really kind of been around the big four accounting firms since I graduated with my grad degree. Um, Definitely have enjoyed it. It has, has its pros and cons to it. I mean, accounting can be tough. It can be grueling. Of course, it has its, peaks where it's, where it's not as busy. But definitely have enjoyed it. I feel like the William Mary degree has really set me up for success in my career, at least over the last, 8, 9 years. Um, and yeah, I mean, especially up here in DC, like William and Mary, especially really Virginia schools in general, feed into DC just because it's the closest major city. But I still keep in contact with a lot of my teammates. A lot of my teammates still live here, so we still keep in contact. Some of them will be, my groomsmen in my wedding one day. So the relationships are still there. The degree is great. The time at William Mary was phenomenal. But I mean, I really saw it pay dividends in the last 7 or 8 years with my career and kind of seeing how in interviews they kind of see William Mary as a school and like what the reputation is there and like you kind of get a different look when you come from William and Mary. It's like, okay, cool. This everybody knows the level of rigor of the school. Um, and yeah, I mean, if you get through it and you really kind of hone in, like it's definitely paid dividends for my career.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Evan, thank you so much for your perspective. Really impressed by the success that you've had in such a short time in your career. I know you're being very modest. Um, but is there anything you want to leave with folks before we go?
I would say, especially like for the young guys on the team, like I know it's a grind. It will always be a grind. It really prepares you for life, especially with what they got going on down there, and the recent success. Really looking forward to the season. But I know I've talked to a couple of kids on the team in the last couple of months, and at times they'll tell me like, sometimes the school's hard and it's kind of tough to navigate. It's really tough to navigate your first year because of course just going from high
Absolutely.
school to college, like that's you don't even have to play the sport to know that it's going to be a tough transition. But I also just
Absolutely.
keep at it, and at my age now, which is 31, the years fly by. Like make the relationships, keep in contact with your boys, keep in contact with people in child athletics, keep in contact with people from the other teams. Like all of those relationships are going to pay dividends for you, and just moving forward, like no matter where you are in life, like especially if you find somebody that played at William and Mary, it's just an automatic bond there, and that's all you can't really take that away from you. So yeah, that's
Absolutely.
all. That's all I really leave it with.
That's great. And yeah, listen, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to continue to get to know you, man, and sync up with you sometime in DC or maybe down in Williamsburg. But once again, thank you.
Absolutely, go try.